Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome here. And so, if you can get yourself in a nice position to be able to listen, and if you're inside, you may want to open your window or crack a window a little bit because we'll be listening. Inside sounds are totally fine, it will work for this practice. But if you want to be connected to the sounds of nature, then you might want to just set yourself up in a way where you can actually hear them. Um, and of course, you can always use your eyes. We may close our eyes. I'm not sure if I'm going to have you do that yet or not, but the focus today is going to be on the ears. So we'll let you get yourselves all settled and situated. All right, great. So just find your feet on the earth beneath you, whatever that earth looks like, if it's a wooden floor or a concrete floor or the actual earth, the grass right now for me, and some crinkly leaves. And just let yourself feel that. Feel what it's like to be connected to the earth through the soles of your feet. Just notice if you can feel any sort of sensation, if you can feel even just feeling the feeling of your feet connecting with what's beneath them. Maybe it's your shoes. So feel that first. Feel your feet in your shoes right now. Notice how that feels. And then once you've spent a moment or two connecting with that sensation, let yourself expand down deeper as if you had roots and you were going to send them deep into the earth. So, first, feeling your feet connected to your shoes, your socks, if you're wearing them, and then expanding down to the earth beneath your feet. Nice work. So, taking that connection, the rootedness that's down beneath your feet, and bringing that up to your toes, your ankles, allowing that connection to move into your calves and your knees, all the while just breathing with that, going up into your thighs, giving some of that connection to your hips. Store all sorts of emotions and thoughts and ideas and things in our hips. Moving into your belly and your low back. And then slowly moving up your spine. Just exploring that area of your chest where your lungs are living and residing, in your heart. And then just stay there for a moment. Allow that connection just to stay in your heart area for a moment, in your lungs. Just notice what emerges for you. And go ahead and exhale. And then when you inhale this time, imagining that connection with the earth, the rootedness coming all the way up your legs, moving more quickly now up through your body. And now this time going all the way up to your head, to the crown of your head, and even further up and beyond. And then just allowing that connection to move freely in your body, throughout your arms and your fingers. And as you do so, just glance around, noticing the environment around you, inside and outside. Becoming familiar again with those around us, whether it's our home, the trees, the animals. Just seeing who's present in this moment, who wants to be present with you right now. And then using your eyes to send your awareness out on the landscape. And just notice where your gaze falls, looking off to find a point off in the distance. Just allow your gaze to fall wherever it does. And then soften everything around your eyes. So expand your vision in all directions. Remember, big 360 degrees as if you're a ripple. So what your eyes are looking at is a little droplet of water, and then it just ripples out, and you can see everything all around you. Just see how far you can stretch that on all sides and all directions. How far can you actually see all around you? And just noticing what that does to your breath, becoming aware of your own breath right now, your own rhythm. So listen for that right now. Listen and feel the rhythm of your body and your breath or your heartbeat. And now go ahead and listen for the rhythm of the world around you. Just listening to see what sounds you pick up and where there is either discord or harmony in the rhythm of you in relation to the rhythm of the world around you right now. So, in our practice with our ears today and our listening, we are going to be focusing on rhythm. That was another word I was going to look up before our session started today, but I forgot, so we can do that later. And let's start with ourselves. So, if you feel like you're in a safe, comfortable place, go ahead and close your eyes and just listening to your own rhythm. Get familiar with what your rhythm sounds like right now today. And some of you may not be able to hear your rhythm, but you might be able to feel it. Some of us can actually, it's maybe easier to feel your heartbeat and your breath than to hear it. So it's okay to let yourself feel that. So feel the rhythm of your body right now. And once you have a good sense of your own rhythm, then send your ears, your listening out onto the landscape and just listen for whatever it is, whatever the first thing is that draws your attention, that has a sense of rhythm to it. Maybe it's a sound from nature, maybe it's a sound from something human made, it doesn't really matter. Just let yourself stay with the rhythm of that sound right now. So find the rhythm. See if you can even mimic it, or with your hands on your knees or your feet tapping on the floor. But let yourself just feel it first, just become familiar, explore it a little bit. And then you can move it into your own body by bringing it to your hands or to your feet. And now let yourself find another sound in the landscape, listening for its rhythm, listening for how it's unique and different from the last sound that you just listened to. Noticing how the two sounds might have a relationship. Is one of them more in the background and one more in the foreground? Are they both kind of the same tone? Is there any relationship with the two of them? You can bring in a third sound now, exploring the landscape, maybe go farther out on the landscape or even closer in, whichever direction you'd like to go. And then layering this sound in with the others that you had just heard, noticing if there is a relationship and what that relationship is and how it might layer on top of each other. And now, if you have solely been listening to the sounds of nature, see if you can now bring in a human made sound. And if you instead have been mostly hearing human made sounds, see if you can stretch your ears to listen for something of nature and have that be your fourth sound. So, either a sound of nature or a man made or human made sound. Now, bringing it back to your own rhythm, listen to that for just a moment or feel your own rhythm and just noticing if anything has shifted or changed in your rhythm since we started. And now just let your ears and your listening go and listen for the song on the landscape, whatever that is, however many voices come in, if it's the familiar voices you've just been listening to, or if it's something new and different. Just let your ears listen and search for the song on the landscape around you. And we'll do that for a few minutes. And be sure to include the human-made sounds into this song. Don't push them away when you're listening for the song and the harmony out there on the landscape. Just notice how the human-made sounds fit in or don't to the song that is being played. So we'll try a little variation here. So I'll ask you first, invite you first to find a human-made sound, and then with your own voice, since we'll all be on mute, so no one will hear each other. You're going to hum whatever human-made sound you hear. So notice whatever rhythm it has, and then see if you can mimic that with a hum in your voice. And then once you've found that, once you've done that a few times and you find that human-made sound, you find the hum, then start to allow yourself to listen for the natural sounds in the world, on the landscape. What are the nature sounds, the bird sounds, the animal sounds, the tree sounds? Listen for those, but keep humming that human-made sound that you hear and just notice. Just notice. Good work, y'all. So for the last couple minutes, just allow if your eyes have been closed, you can open them and just allow yourself to take in the beautiful symphony of the sights that you're seeing right now, along with the symphony of the sounds. So just let your eyes start to wander the landscape and receive as well. Good work. So take the next couple moments and offer your own version of gratitude or blessing or thanks to those ones that you connected with this morning on all different levels. All right. So you all know the drill. If you need to go, feel free. If you'd like to stay and chat, you can stay. So yeah, we'd just love to hear any version of a story that someone has from this morning's practice. What was that like for you? What occurred? Did anyone, actually, I'd love to see a show of hands. Did anyone hear a new sound today? Something they haven't heard either in a while or was maybe brand new to them? Anyone hear something, a new sound at all? I haven't heard the Ruby Crown Kinglet since I've been here, and there was one that just sang not too far away, so that was kind of exciting. All right, any other stories? Any stories that someone wants to share? You can go for it. Yeah, Anne and then Julie.
Yeah. Okay, the word rhythm. I'm recently retired from education, so I was scheduled. I mean, my pee breaks were scheduled, and I struggled with. I didn't want to use the word schedule when I retired, and then I thought about routine, and I thought, no, I need a rhythm. And you use that word, and I like that, a rhythm to my day or my week, because I'm retired now. I don't want to schedule things, but that made me happier with, oh, I have a rhythm now, and Mondays I have a bird sit.
I
And
love that.
yeah, just having a rhythm rather than that schedule. So yeah, I like the word rhythm.
Even in the word, it feels different. Having like a rhythm is kind of like this versus a schedule,
And
just
and
say the
some
word.
some days are like improv jazz. Some days are easy listening.
Yeah.
but it's a rhythm, and you just have to embrace the rhythm of the day or the week. So yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, Anne. Yeah, Julia, go for it.
Well, this is a real fall day. I'm indoors because it is very gloomy, wet. There's enough wind to really feel, chill and so on. But I did open the window, so I had a combination of sounds from. I have my little babbling water feature that I could hear inside, and of course, every no surprise, they're metaphors for me, So there's, if I listen really intently, I could hear traffic, in the background. No garbage trucks or anything rumbling through the, and I hear the babbling of the brook, and it sounds joyful and creative, and so on. And then the heat comes on, and it blows, and it drowns out the brook, and I thought that's just like, there's some people who just blow a lot of hot air and are really loud, and they and they kind of dampen the creative and the joyful, and so but the furnace doesn't last forever, and that's still there, and it can still be lost if the pump quits working, so but it continued, that joyful, that's just there, but it can be lost. And I find I'm looking at my life right now, kind of in this winter. What do I want? What do I not want in my life anymore? And what do I want? And so this has really been helpful. There are several metaphors that have come up this morning. And Anne, thank you for that your perspective on rhythm, because that adds to that. Being a musician, I know what rhythm is. And so it's nice to hear about a rhythm of a day or the rhythm of life, metaphorically. So thank you for that. There's no bird. There's no bird. I haven't seen a bird all morning. I just saw a squirrel moving. Well, of course, moving in the trees, but I don't know where they go. I mean, they're all hunkered down trying to keep warm, I imagine, and dry.
Too windy today, too wet, too windy.
Well, it's right now, it's not raining right now. It's damp and cold, and there's just enough wind to really help, make it present, And so I did open the window, but I went over and closed it. It's closed now. So, but it was worth having it open for a little while. But, yeah.
Where are you, Julia?
I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in Tulsa. And we needed the rain for sure. We didn't get a lot, but it's useful.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. It sounds like you're being very intentional right now for yourself and your life and what you're choosing, who you're choosing, what you're choosing. Yeah.
I'm taking in information. I'm taking in information. We'll see what comes out the other side.
Awesome. That's a beautiful, beautiful process to be going through. I love the clearing out, and just receiving, waiting to receive what information comes, Yeah. Thanks for that inspiration, Julia. I know for me during the practice, I have cars moving, right? Actually, I'll show you guys. This is the road is right there. And so there's many cars going by. And so I chose that to be the sound I hummed. And it was really fun because after a little while, I got really into the sounds the cars were making, and with the hum. And I was trying to continue to listen to the sounds of, actually when we started on song, like listening for song, then the chickadee started to sing, and that's when I heard the ruby crown kinglet. And so I was still trying to tap into the songs that were out there on the landscape, along with me humming the sound of the traffic. But it was fun because I got to the point where like I was sort of playing with it, and like, because when the car comes, when it's approaching, it has like one sound, and when it's leaving, the sound changes, and then it would be really fun when two cars would come and cross, and their sounds would like meet each other. And I just realized like how much fun we can have with these sounds of human-made items and whatnot, because it's easy to be like, for me, sometimes frustrated with it's like, oh, I just want to hear the sounds of nature, I don't want all the people sounds. But yeah, when I start to shift them, kind of like what you're doing, Anne, with just the words we choose can really change so much about how we approach life. And when I think about the sounds of human-made items having a rhythm, because they do, and all of them in some way are nature, right? And so, and they came from our genius, from the genius of our beautiful human minds. Like all of them were created from there, whether they necessarily are doing good or maybe harmful at this moment, I don't know, but they came from a beautiful place originally at some point, and each one of them, even I think even of like the plastic of my computer, it's like this is like ancient sea creatures, made plastic. And so when I think about that, when I think about all the nature that is in human-made things, and that each human-made item has a rhythm to it, it has a sound that's capable of making a rhythm, it starts to get fun, fun to play with that, and fun to listen for it, when you're like clinking your spoon on your cup or on your bowl in the morning if you're eating cereal or soup or something like that, there's a rhythm to that. And I'm going to send you all this really amazing YouTube video. So when I send out the recording, I'll either link the YouTube. I don't know if sometimes it's a pain in the butt to send two links in an email. It doesn't end up going to people sometimes. So I'll probably link it in the YouTube video down below it. But there's a really amazing YouTube video about rhythm that I found many years ago, and I'll dig it up and find it again because it's incredible. And I would just really encourage you all to watch it just for like the pure joy of watching this video about rhythm. Yeah, it's really incredible. So, anyone else have a story they want to share? Something from Della and then Joy, please.
I just wanted to say I appreciated and was grateful for the quiet. It was almost totally silent here this morning, and I opened two windows on either side of my desk here and listened really intently. And there was the whir of the electronics and just a steady whir. And a couple of cars went by, but they were very quiet cars. It wasn't like a noisy truck or anything. And then the birds, they were just the very quietest birds. There were hummingbirds doing their little beep, beep. And then there were the pygmy nuthatches, beep, 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 and just so quiet and so sweet. Anyway, I'm grateful for that this morning. It was just very calming and nice.
Mm-hmm. That sounds so beautiful, Della. Thank you. I love all the little sounds you were able to hear, the little subtle sounds of the hummingbird. And yeah, oh, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Joy.
Well, it's all about the blue jays here this morning. I usually have 3, but today there's 4. And I'm on this little deck that's right outside my window, my patio door. It's only about 3 feet wide. I've got enough room here for the chair, the table I've got my laptop on. And of course, I've got a bird feeder right above where my computer is. And the blue jays have been coming down. And the sounds I was hearing was them pecking the peanuts that are in the feeder and while they make their choice, then flying off. And I can hear their wing beats as they're flying up to the trees and then opening up the peanuts far away. So I was hearing these, it was a very staccato rhythm all the way around, but there's still a rhythm there. And they were so close. I mean, I could reach out and touch them here if I'd wanted to. They're coming in that close. So that was really special this morning. It was interesting. One of them would come back to the feeder and I could see the back of his throat that he'd got in there, one of the peanuts that he'd taken the shell off, and it was back in his throat, but he was still coming back and taking more and more peanuts. So that was quite interesting to see.
Wow, what an up close and personal interaction you get to have with them, and they must have a lot of trust in you. I didn't really feed the blue jays, but there were blue jays near my house where I used to live, and they would come as long as I was like inside and far away. We hadn't yet built up a trusting relationship yet, and so they were very, very cautious on my deck. So the fact that you get to be so close to them, where you get to see a peanut in their throat,
yeah,
that is awesome.
That was, of course, the chickadees are around all the time, and they're very close. And the other day I was really thrilled because on this same little deck, I had a pileated woodpecker come down, and it was taking peanuts from that feeder as well. I was inside, so I wasn't outside, but I got a really good close look at it and was able to take some pictures just with my phone. They came out really well. I mean, we've had them here before, but I've never seen one so close to the house as that.
Yeah, and the peanuts, that's really cool. I hadn't thought
Yeah.
about the affiliated wanting to take the peanuts. I mean, it would make sense, but
Yeah, it stayed here for quite a few minutes as well. And then it sort of checked around the whole rest of my yard, looking at all the trees and I guess sussing out what might be a good place for it to come and feed in future. So I hope he'll come back. But anyway, that's my story for today. And thank you very much. This was a great practice, as always.
Thank you, Joy. Yeah, Julia, you had something else. Yeah, please.
One thing I forgot to say while we were listening, my Ring doorbell went off. And it was interesting because my heart started going faster. I thought, oh, it's our alarm. But no one, there wasn't a doorbell ring. So I thought, oh, is somebody coming to the door? Or there might be a package, or someone might be just walking along the street, But I was interested I thought, we have these alarm calls. And I didn't think of the Ring doorbell as being one, but it really is. I mean, yeah, we do that. So I thought of the little wrens and their, little alarms. And I thought, oh, well, we have those too.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Like there's a variety of different things that get our, our heart rate raised a little bit and bring our attention to something. And that's really cool. I think that you also had the awareness of what happened in your body when that happens, because so often we just become accustomed to that. Those whatever it is, but those sounds of our day, and whether it's like our phone alarm or even just a text coming through, the text, like a ding about a text can just increase our heart rate, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, it still can like increase our heart rate, to be like, oh, there's a text, I need to respond to that, or I should check it, or whatever it might be. These little sounds that we have in nature now, in our nature, in our world. And yeah, I
Well,
had never thought about
it was because of the meditation and your having us alert to that I particularly noticed. So thank you for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. No, and thank you for bringing attention to it, because it's sometimes like, I think it's good to become conscious of those bits of the world that are impacting us, even on the subtle levels. I think the more we can become aware of that, then we can either like choose to keep them on or off, but at least know that, oh, this actually does have an impact on me. Whether it's good or bad or big or small, it doesn't matter, but like just to be conscious of that, I think is an important thing. So thanks, that's really wild. Yeah, nice work. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for joining again today. And let's see, so Thanksgiving is Thursday, so I think that we're not on holiday on Monday, so we're good to go for next week. Yeah. All right, so thanks everybody, have a beautiful holiday, and I hope you all are well and well fed, and yeah, just we'll see you next time. Okay.